All right, you told me that you're 17 years old and you're really starting to get seriously worried about your younger brother who's 15, who seems to have no life except online. He plays video games day and night. If he's not doing that, he's watching our wonderful TikTok. But I mean, enough is enough. And you're at your wit's end. You don't know what to do. You yell at him. You yell at him. Nothing gets through. Here's my advice. If he were 5 years old, you could yell at him and maybe change his behavior. But he's 15 years old. I mean, yelling at him isn't going to do any good. Somebody who's 15 years old, you have to reason with them. So you have to reason with them, and you have to say to him, do you see a problem here? Because he has to see a problem before he corrects a problem. He has to know that the problem exists. So he's got to admit that he's spending too much time online. So it's reasoning that you have to do with him. I mean, you have to say, is his schoolwork suffering? Is his social life suffering? You have to get him to see that there are other alternatives. What else does he like to do? I mean, is there anything else that he likes to do? Does he like to play any kind of sports? I mean, even if he were watching baseball or football on TV, it would get him off the phone. So you have to help him see that there is a problem that he has to address. Now, if it's to the point where he's abusive back to you, then that's a different situation. I mean, then you may have to have your parents or a counselor or a clergy or somebody step in and talk to him. But if he's not abusive, if he's really only hurting himself, then you have to really try to reason with him, which, as a wonderful sister, I'm sure that you can do. Say, listen, I love you. I want you to have a good future. What kind of a future are you going to have if you just spend all of your time doing this? I mean, the number of people who make a career out of being influencers, if he has some crazy dream like that, is like, really, really, really infinitesimal. I mean, if he wants to make a career online, if he wants, whatever answer he gives you, then you have to be reasoning with him to give him the opportunity to see that he's better off having a balanced life with friends, with family, with sports, a balanced life. So, there's a lot of people who are in this situation. So I wish you could just yell at him and he would listen and it would correct the problem, but it's probably not going to correct the problem. You probably have to continue to try reasoning. Get him to see that he's better off modifying his behavior and maybe doing some of these other things. And you got to start giving him things to do. I mean, if there's a movie that comes out that he's going to love, take him to the movie. I mean, buy him some ball game tickets. Take him out to, to some restaurant or fast food joint that he likes. Get him to do other things. And maybe in that atmosphere where he's doing that, he would be conducive to listening to you that, he says, maybe I shouldn't be, 10 hours a day online. Maybe I should be doing other things. And then you can start telling him about the great life that he can have if he exercises some self-discipline. But you're a very good sister. I'm proud of you. And keep going.